I mean, when you were 19, I think you were at Summer League and you tweeted something about, I'm not leaving Milwaukee until I win a championship. That is...
I'm out now. Can I leave now?
That's your call.
I want to trade. who No, who I got to talk to for the trade? John? Here, I want the trade.
As for today's NBA, there's many NBA greats and players like Kevin Durant, Giannis, basically LeBron James. And basically in today's video, we'll be talking about what we can learn from Giannis Antetokounmpo's legacy as for right now, and basically what everyone can basically take away from it. And basically if you're a fan of Giannis, you'll probably like this video, and if you want to learn something about Giannis Antetokounmpo and how his legacy can basically help you out, let's just talk about this and what we learned from basically Giannis' legacy. And if you are new, please be sure to hit that like button, comment, subscribe. And we're trying to get to 400 subscribers. If you want to be a part of me making NBA content and along with vlogs and other stuff like that, please be sure to subscribe because every support means a lot. Let's get started on basically what we can learn from Giannis' legacy. So basically I put 3 points here. Basically the last 2 points basically connect to the last point, but basically you want to say here that Giannis did not ring chase. That's one thing you learn. Another thing is basically for Giannis, for his legacy, he basically took losing to his biggest existence, and he basically made losing his best friend because he lost to many NBA teams like the Miami Heat, the Toronto Raptors, and the Celtics, and basically for all those losses it basically made him into NBA champion. And for the last point basically, or I want to add on, but for other points I want to carry on to this last point, I want to say that loyalty is important as it makes you or break you, because loyalty, like Giannis, he stayed on one team and he didn't ring chase, that I'll get into later. And basically for small market teams like the Milwaukee Bucks, it means everything to him as many people don't see it. So let's talk about this in today's video, and let's start this on what we can learn from Giannis Antetokounmpo's legacy. The main thing is here, Giannis didn't ring chase. Giannis has been very loyal and respectful to one team, and he hasn't changed that team since. Ever since Giannis was drafted to Milwaukee Bucks, he never changed that team, and he basically stayed to the team he was picked on. As for all of his losing in the playoffs, he made basically that to the best of him, led him winning an NBA championship in 2021 with the Milwaukee Bucks. Like Giannis to say here, he didn't have to make a move or basically force his way out to basically make a super team like LeBron James and Kevin Durant and many other players.
When you re-signed your contract, your extension, I'm sure it was with this in mind. Well, could you imagine it happening for you the way that it's happened?
No. Man, I couldn't live. You know, there was a job that had to be finished. You know, I feel like the bubble did not pay us justice. You know, we give credit to Miami Heat. They played great, but it did not pay us justice. Like everybody was feeling homesick. We're a family-oriented team. We wanted to see our families, but you know, coming back, I was like, this is my city. You know, they trust me. They believed in me. They believed in us. Even when we were lost, the city still was like on our side. And you know, obviously, I wanted to get the job done. You know, but that's my stubborn side. Like, it's easy to go somewhere and go and win a championship with somebody else. It's easy. I could go. I don't put anybody in the spot, but I could go to a super team and, you know, just do my part and win a championship, still won. But this is the hard way to do it, and this is the way I chose to do it. And we did it. Fucking did it.
But Giannis basically had a co-star like Chris Middleton, but he stayed loyal to Milwaukee like no other. And Giannis basically like a Kobe Bryant or a Damian Lillard in a sense, because his loyalty, integrity as a player, and an NBA great like Kobe Bryant himself. But Giannis basically, he didn't force his way out of a trade. He didn't ask for a trade. He didn't want to lead immediately. He basically stayed put and basically wanted to stay in Milwaukee. And basically his wish in bringing them an NBA championship officially came true in the summer of 2021 in July. For Giannis' legacy, basically what we can learn here is basically losing isn't the greatest when it happens, but it can basically be good for you as if it's at a high level competition, and it basically means a lot. Like for Giannis, he lost to many NBA teams like the 76ers and Joel Embiid. He lost to the Celtics in Jason Tatum, and he lost to the Raptors in Kawhi Leonard and many other teams to follow. Giannis used these losses as motivation and basically integrity for him to get better as a player and as an individual. But Giannis, when he lost to the Raptors in 2019, though it still bites him to the ass at this point, what did he do? He used that as integrity and motivation for him to win the championship in the next 2 years in 2021, as they won against the Phoenix Suns in 6 games, as he added basically a championship to his career resume. But yeah, these losses to the Miami Heat in 2020 and to the Celtics in 2021, he used that as fuel and motivation to basically have the Bucks in winning the championship as for the 2021 season. For basically these losses to help Giannis basically come to who he is as a player, and basically he used that as fuel and motivation to basically opt into the Bucks and basically stay loyal and to win championships in many years to come as he did in 2021. But as for Giannis, instead of ring chasing, he basically did not go to any other team and he stayed loyal to his basically team that drafted him in the Milwaukee Bucks. The Milwaukee Bucks are a small market team in the NBA. Like, if they lost Giannis, it wouldn't really be hard to basically redeem him because many superstars in small markets don't come often, like Giannis Antetokounmpo, and losing them would make them and break their franchise. As for Giannis, basically in the regular season we know he can bring, but in the playoffs, basically his losing, basically we can learn many things from basically his time and basically wins and losses. Giannis as a player, from taking the biggest leap ever as a player from being a raw NBA rookie prospect to basically now an NBA superstar, Giannis' story is unlike no other, as he's done everything you can ask him to, in winning a championship, in going to the All-Star game, in winning a Finals MVP. There's many things you can ask him that you've asked him to do, which he's done. Giannis basically went from a 6.8 points per game scorer in his rookie season to basically now a 25 points per game scorer in basically almost his season now in the NBA. As for Giannis, he's only played 9 years in the NBA, and that's pretty much a long time, but for Giannis, he's basically erupted as a superstar and only now seeing it. But even in Giannis' first season, he gave you basically 6.8 points, 4.4 rebounds, 1.9 assists, giving his time as a rookie and individual in comparison to now. As for his 25 games basically now, his stat line basically says different. He gave you 31 points, 11 rebounds, 5.2 assists on 53, 26, and 63 shooting splits. As for basically his percentages given from the free throw line, field goal, and the 3-point arc. But as for Giannis having an MVP type level season, Giannis' growth and development is truly something everyone wants as for now. So Giannis' time and legacy, he basically only went through the most as a player and an individual. As for now, for him being an NBA pro and how he grew up with the Bucks, it's pretty much very fair to a small market team that he stayed loyal to. But everything means the world to Giannis, like his family, his team in the Milwaukee Bucks, and the NBA. So, yes, I know Giannis can't shoot. Yes, I know he's not the greatest 3-point shooter, but his defense and his finishing is what makes him basically lethal and unstoppable as a player, as he's basically developing his 3-point shooting, as it's now coming along with 30% as we see him shooting when given. But basically for Giannis, it's basically his true shooting culminates to about 58.9%, which is above the league efficiency. But for Giannis, basically his growth and basically overall duration of the player is pretty much outstanding, and it's something we all want basically from seeing it from another player. But in the NBA draft, Giannis wasn't drafted with the first pick. He was drafted, I think, in the middle of the draft. I think he got drafted in the middle 10th of the draft. So for many NBA teams, they're really hoping another prospect can come like Giannis, but I don't think that will come like no other. But for Giannis, basically his growth and development as a player is something all NBA teams want, and it's something we can basically learn from Giannis for himself. But yeah, like Giannis, we can learn many things from him as for his aspect of greatness, as for him winning an NBA championship, and many MVPs to come. And like I said, Giannis is basically the future of the NBA that deserves respect and is flowers now, and he can basically get all the respect he can get. Due to Giannis' uprise, loyalty, and experiences, this can help him become a legend so true that we can all learn many things as for Giannis' legacy and uprise as a player and as a human being, as he's a good NBA pro that we all look up to. But like Giannis, if you have learned anything from his legacy or what I said in this video, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and basically, to wrap this video off, what are your thoughts on Giannis Antetokounmpo's legacy, and what are your thoughts on Giannis as a player? And basically, what do you think Giannis' ceiling is? Do you think he can be a future Hall of Famer? Do you think he can be an all-star MVP type level player? Let me know in the thoughts. It's your boy Dimi, baby. And we're on the road to 400 subscribers, so make sure to hit the like button, comment, subscribe. It's your boy Dimi, also known as Kadeem or Dimi, and I don't know, man. Peace.